Hello and welcome to another box opening video. In this video we will be opening a Dream Valley Hecate, which was their half human half snake release. And he is MSD sized, and I got him in the dark green. And if you chose like the dark green or one of the special colors, the only option they allowed you to do with those colors is wall white for the upper torso. I would have rather had like a darker skin tone or peach or something other than white, but that's all the choices they give you. So I will probably have to make my own skin tone by blushing it somehow. And I want to say this now, the green shade you are seeing right now is not correct. My phone, I didn't realize that it was like, I don't know, on this weird color grading setting or whatever when I recorded some of this, so it looks more of a turquoisey color, but it's actually a dark foresty green. Towards the halfway mark of this video, you will see it switch to the correct color as I refocus and refigure out the camera. But anyway, as nice as this turquoisey color is, it is not the correct color, just FYI. Now, when I started looking at these little wing pieces, I noticed that one side had a snake jaw and a feather, and then the other side only had a snake jaw. I was wondering if this was on purpose, or maybe they forgot the feather piece, but you will see later on in the video what happened to that. But there was supposed to be a feather piece on both sides. I also want to point out that it probably required a steady hand and a bit of focus in order to be able to drill a tiny little hole in these parts without breaking them. Not to mention putting the metal loop through the hole without breaking them. Now, here's a little tidbit. Most people are like super afraid of snakes, but I find them actually kind of cute. They have little pupper faces. I don't know, I like snakes. I would never actually keep one as a pet though, because they are kind of stinky, and they like poop on you as a defense mechanism, and it really smells. And here we have the wings, and once again Dream Valley has chosen to make it a belt instead of like magnetic wings. And I said in a previous video I would prefer actual wings set magnetic onto the doll instead of this belt mechanism. But they are pretty much the same as the Nirvana Phoenix doll, just a slightly different shape. And here I'm just trying to figure out how they attach the wingtip to the actual wings. The wingtips are attached way better than the last winged doll I received, that's for sure. And this is his head cap. It fell off, and if you notice, this is the one time that I don't actually check the entire box for broken pieces. And this time I should have, because as soon as I lift the box away to put it to the side, my spidey senses tingled and said that feather part is probably in there. And when I went to check, sure enough, it was in there. And you can see here that the entire top half just kind of broke off, which made it fall off the mask. And I have already contacted Dream Valley, and they graciously said that they will replace the little piece and they will be sending that little feather piece with another order in the future. And at this point in the video, the color has been corrected. The green you are seeing on screen now is pretty much the correct green color. I tried fixing the color on the first half of the video in the video editing program, but I kind of suck at color grading, so I just left it. This part is the tip of the tail, and my spidey senses were tingling again, and they were telling me that this definitely comes apart. So what do? Immediately try to take it apart. And ta-da! It comes apart in pieces. And here he is, all unwrapped. Oh, and I forgot to mention that I chose the head version with the tongue sticking out. Hecate came in several different head versions, and I'll put those up on the screen so you can see which you could have chosen from. And I also want to mention that I've seen 3 names for this doll, and I will put those on screen because none of them are pronounceable. There's Hecate, Ehecatl, and Quetzalcoatl. First one sounds like a witch, and the other 2 sound Aztec in origin. Of course, Quetzalcoatl, you know, everybody knows who that is. And here I noticed that in the tail joints, they put those little rubber discs that help with posing in between each segment of the snake. I'm not sure if they did it in the bigger sections, but I can definitely see it in the smaller sections at the base of the tail. I really wish they would have offered a different skin tone other than wall white for the upper half. I'm just not a fan of white resin because it yellows so fast. You can see how bad it yellows from my Anson and Moment video. The old Anson or Moment that I had was supposed to be white, and it is completely yellow now. And here I'm surprised because I didn't realize that this body was the body that they had the detachable limbs with, which I think is an excellent idea. Every doll ever made should have these magnetic limbs because, yeah, it makes things so much easier. And here I'm just trying to figure out how they strung this. And from what I can gather, they went through the arm and then out this little hole, tied the knot, and then let it go so that the string wouldn't go all the way back into the arm. That's what I think anyway. I'm not sure if that's, like, accurate. And the arm magnets are actually pretty strong, so you don't have to worry about the arm ever falling out, because it takes a little bit of force to actually pull the arm out. And the upper half is connected with a little hook and then an S hook onto the resin hook. It's kind of like a Fairyland's mechanism, but not quite as good. There is no like little ring holder built into the resin. And now for the detail shots, where once again the color is different than the previous two sections of the video. Anyway, that's all for this video. Like and subscribe, comment down below. Anyway, the next ones that are coming in should be some heads. One SD head and then one MSD head. Stay tuned.